Now what about this data in the file? Wherever users type in the data, it's all going in lowercase and uppercase and a big mishmash, and it doesn't really look very good. Filepro can help you conform the data by using the edit type. I'm going back into define files, and I'm going to change the type of the data that goes in these fields, the type of data that Filepro will allow in. It's also called edits or edit type in Filepro. And what essentially it means is that by specifying a type, Filepro will edit the data you put in to conform to the type you want it to look like. For instance, if down here I put in a phone, this is the word phone. Filepro has an edit type called phone. So for these two phone fields, I'm going to do that. And whenever I type in a phone number, it's going to immediately put parentheses around the area code and a dash between the things and make it look very nice. It'll make it look standard. I can type it in pretty much any way I want, and Filepro will push around the data and make it look the way it should. On these fields, let's see, on the first name field, I kind of want the first letter to be capitalized and all the rest to be lowercase. So that's called low up. Okay, and in this case, I would probably put low up here too for the last name, but there's something special I want to show you about this. So I'm going to put up low here. Okay, these are types of data, and Filepro provides all these. And here, how about all up? Anytime the user types in characters, it doesn't matter if he types lowercase or upper, Filepro is going to make every character in that field all up, a capital letter. It's going to capitalize everything. And you can see this by pressing the F10 key for help and look for the types of data types. For instance, here's low up, and it describes exactly what it does. It changes all the initial letters to uppercase, but it leaves any that are already uppercase alone. And upload does a neat kind of thing, which I'll show you in a minute. There are also all these other edit types. There's a whole group of system-based edit types, which are it's very important to know the distinction between a system edit, and here's some more of them, and global edits. Global edits are not system edits. They're the same thing. They change around the data type, but they're slightly different than these system edits, and I'll explain why after a while. Let's go look at what we've done. Well, we've added some edits here. Let's finish adding some. We'll make these all up low. I can press the down arrow here, by the way. I don't have to go all the way around the horn to get the things. City, sure, why not? No, city, I think I'm going to just make low up. So you'll see why in a bit. And state, there actually is a state edit, and there's a zip edit. In other words, it'll only allow legal state abbreviations, valid state abbreviations. If you put in OX, there's no such state with OX, but there's an OH. It'll allow OH for Ohio, wouldn't allow OX. It actually will stop the user and tell them, hey, you made a mistake. And I'll show you how it does it. Here in this field, let's just leave. Let's let this field, we're not going to change anything they put in this field. So we could either just leave it blank like I've been showing you, or you can put an asterisk. Putting an asterisk is the same as saying I want to accept anything they type on the keyboard in here. And I just don't like to see the edit. I leave them blank. It's the same thing as an asterisk. Okay, I'm done adding these new edit types to the file. Let's press escape. Now I'm going to press X. Do I want to recreate a screen zero? No, it's already fine the way. I already fixed it to have the first name the way I want and the last name. So I'll just press escape again. And now I'm back to the main menu. Let's go take a look at this file. Let's see what's happened by changing those data types. Let's go to record 1. Do you notice that it's conformed? Everything has the proper things. The company name is all up, just the way I wanted it. The first name and last name are John Jones correctly capitalized. Even the One Horse Drive is right. The phone number, look at how nice it's made the phone number look very nice. Now, it also works on, and did it to every single record in the file. We only have this one record. Here's record 2, nothing on it. But had there been thousands and thousands or even millions of records in this file, Filepro would run through them pretty quick. Very quick, as a matter of fact, and reformat them all to adhere to the type of data I said it should look like, the actual edit that I want it to be edited to, the type of data. Now watch what happens if you make a mistake in the data. Let's say I go to a zip edit. Remember I told you that the zip edit only allows legal zip codes. What if I put an A in here? That wouldn't be a legal zip. So if I hit enter, on that field to save it. It puts me right back in it and says at the bottom, edit failed at cursor position. Well, it just means that the cursor's in that field. It doesn't mean what position the cursor's at. It just means that somewhere in that field is a problem, and you should fix it. How about if we put a 4 there? That's legal. Okay, and look, and aside from telling you about errors, remember I said if I put in OX, let's see what it does here. Oh, doesn't like OX, but it likes Ohio. Now, it's not going to say, hey, this is a bad zip for Ohio. You can do that if you want, but you do that with some processing. The edits themselves can't do sort of thing like that. But we'll put it back to New Jersey. It likes New Jersey. On a phone number, let's say I put in 201-429-3387. I hit enter. It does exactly what I want. But let me clear this field. I did that with Control O, and remember that I can see all those keystrokes that are available to you by pressing that keystroke. Escape question mark in Unix or Alt F10 in Windows. I did Control O to clear the field. Let's say I put in a phone number 201-337-8906, and I put in 890. I forget the 6. I hit enter. What did it do? Well, that's not a valid phone number, so if the edit has failed. Filepro is showing me there's something wrong. I could see what's wrong. I forgot the 6, so I'm going over with the right arrow, and I put in the 6. Bang! All of a sudden, it likes that. Now I press escape, and this record looks fine. Now, as I add new data, if I were to go add a new record, Robert Mallon, give a company name, Upright Stores and addresses. It's actually going to, whatever fields I go into, and put something. If I put RN, again, it's going to stop me. If I put RH, it's going to stop me. If I put RI, okay, that's Rhode Island. It likes that. Okay, edits work this way. Let's look at this one field. If you remember that on some of these fields, like the first name, I just said make this low up. In other words, capitalize. If I put a little lowercase, here's Fobert. If I hit enter, it's going to make the F capital. If I put an R, little lowercase, it's going to make it capital. If I put an R here, and I hit enter, it doesn't capitalize that. Yet if I put a capital R here, it would probably leave that alone, because that's what a low up edit does. If by mistake I say Robert like that, it's going to take it, because that's what low up does. It says to only capitalize the first letter and leave all the other ones the way you have them. Now let's say you want to be a little bit more tight on your editing, and you had a name like, you realize that, all right, let's make this McDonald's or McDonald. I hit enter, it takes it. It's fine. If you remember that if on this low up type edit, if I capitalize something in the middle of a field, it keeps it. Okay. On this other edit, on the up low type edit, if I capitalize something like in the middle of the field, it pops it back down to lowercase. Yeah, that's not legal. But if I capitalize this letter, this D, and I hit enter, oh, it likes that. It's a very intelligent edit. It's a very intelligent type of data here that, it's an edit type, and it says, oh, I know that this MAC is a prefix which is acceptable to have a capital letter after. For instance, if I clear, let's say I put DeMarco. That's a reasonable name. I hit enter, it likes that. How about if I put DeMarco, like that? Nope. Makes that lowercase. So it's a very smart edit, and it allows certain things and it doesn't allow other things. So upload is very good for last names. It's very good. You might have a street address of 2 McPherson Drive, or whatever, and you want to keep it the way you put it in. You can get Filepro to do some pretty good things for you. The city, if you remember, I don't think you might have a city called McPherson, but it doesn't matter. You can put any edit types you want for anything. Cities of, Frenchtown, everything's fine. If you capitalize this, I suppose that it's important that shouldn't be done right. You could pick a low up edit for an up low edit for this if you wanted to, but I don't often do that. It's all dependent on how strict you want to be and how clean you want to keep your data, and obviously want to keep it as clean as possible. But there are times when upload is good and times when it's bad, and I just wanted to show it to you as a matter of course, so that you will know that there is quite a difference between up low and low up, and sometimes you need one and sometimes you need the other. Okay, let's move on to the next section.